So in this video we'll continue with our stoichiometry and we will start with the next part of the chapter, that is empirical formula. Empirical formula is a formula of a compound which shows that what is the simplest whole number ratio in which the elements are going to be combining to form a compound. Like for example, if I tell you the formula, we know the formula of glucose is C6H12O6. So the empirical formula of this would be, because we know that all of them are divisible by 6, therefore the empirical formula of this will be CH2O. Okay. Normally this empirical formula will be much more important in organic kind of substances like glucose and all. In case of normal substances like calcium hydroxide or something like that, means any kind of inorganic compound, normally the formula itself is the form of an empirical formula. So very rarely you will require any kind of a thing over there. But the main another reason why we are having empirical formula is that empirical formula also tells you, means if I know the percentage composition of a particular compound, okay, if I know the percentage composition of a particular compound, then what is the name of the compound or what is the formula of the compound can also be found out from the empirical formula. Okay, so there is a complete method by which we find out that how many molecules of carbon, how many molecules of hydrogen, how many molecules of oxygen are combining together, and then we find the empirical formula based on that. So that's why the empirical formula is important to the fact that it can tell you the whole number ratios of the elements which are present in the compound, and another thing is that it can also tell you the empirical form or the formula of a compound whose percentage composition is known to you. So empirical formula is a formula of a compound which shows the simplest whole number ratio between the atoms of the elements in the compound. It is a formula that represents the simplest ratio of the various elements present in one molecule of a compound. So that's what they are given us, that the C6H12O6, you know the whole number ratio will be 1:2:1. Hence the empirical formula is CH2O. Similarly, if we have C6H6, then it is going to be CH. Okay. So in this way you will be having different kinds of empirical formula. Like so much so that if it is C2H5OH, then the empirical formula of this will be, we know it is divisible. Okay, now here it will be a problem because this itself is the empirical formula, because O is in the ratio 1. So automatically the ratio, what you will be getting as the empirical formula by this will be C2H6O. Okay, this is what you are going to get as the answer of the empirical formula of this. So OH वगैरह separate out नहीं होने वाला, but yeah, this will be the simplest whole number ratios of the compounds which are over there. So for determination of empirical formula, a compound of a empirical formula of a compound. So to determine the empirical formula of a compound of sodium, sulfur, and oxygen having percentage composition of Na 29.11%, S is sulfur is 40.51%, and O is 30.38%. So first of all, we are going to make a table. Now in this particular case, we are going to make a table, and that table का जो sequence है is very important. If you remember this table properly, then you will not go wrong in your finding out the empirical formula. So let's see how to find out the empirical formula of a substance of a particular compound. So we will take the same example what is taken in the textbook. So first of all, what we require will be the table. So in the table, the first thing is the element. So first column in the table is the element. The second is its percentage composition. Okay, its percentage composition is the second thing over there. And then you will say atomic weight of that particular element. Okay, so in the example what they are given over here, it is Na, that is sodium. It is given that the percentage is 29.11%, and we know that this is 23. The next is sulfur. Sulfur is given as 40.51%, and we know this is 32, and oxygen is given as 30.38% and it is given as 16. You'll always find that the sum of all these three has to be 100. If it is more than 3 elements also, the total or percentage of this will be 100. In case they have given a question wherein they have given you the percentage of only 2 of them, automatically the balance will be oxygen. So if this and this is given to you, so I'll add this up and subtract by 100, and whatever is the balance will be oxygen. So that's the method by which we are going to say the percentage composition is going to be used for each and every element. The next is, so once you have this particular thing, the next one is relative number of atoms. So the next one is relative number of atoms. So in relative number of atoms, what we are going to do is we are going to divide this by this. So if it is, this is A and this is B, then this is nothing but A upon B. So A upon B for this one will be 29.11 upon 23. This is 40.51 upon 32. And this is 30.38 upon 16. Yes, these divisions are going to be very important. We need to do these divisions. So when I do this division over here, so we are going to get certain numbers, and you will find that suppose over here it is, I'm directly writing over here 1.266, which is what they got over here. You will find that this also is coming out the same, that is 1.266, and this one is coming out to be almost double of this, or it is 1.898. Okay. Now, the next step will be, you are finding out the simplest ratio. The next step is simplest ratio. Now in the simplest ratio, what we do, now pay attention properly. This is the most important part now. Up till now what we did was, we took the element, percent composition and atomic weight, divided A by B to give you this answer. The next step is that we are going to divide all these three answers by the smallest of all the three. So the smallest of all the three is 1.266. So we will be having over here 1.266 upon 1.266. This is 1.266 upon 1.266. And this is 1.898 upon 1.266. This will bring to 1 over here, and this is 1.5. Now whenever you get anything as anything between 1.5 के ऊपर के आसपास में रहेगा, and then we are going to make this into a whole number. Like if this is 1.5, so I'll multiply everything by 2. So I'll multiply this by 2, this by 2, and this by 2. So this will become 2, this will become 2, and this will become 3. Okay? So accordingly, if this would have been 1.1, then I would have rounded off to 1. If it is 2.9, then I rounded off to 3. But because this is exactly 1.5, or even if it is something like 1.45 or 1.55, you are going to multiply all of them by 2 so that this becomes a whole number. Because this values what you are going to have cannot be in decimal points. It has to be in whole numbers only. So once you have these numbers, these are actually the content of, or the number of atoms in one particular molecule of the substance. So where you can see that there is Na, which is 2. We have got, so we have empirical formula. So empirical formula is N2S2O3. Sorry, Na2H2O3. What is that? Sodium thiosulfate. Okay, so we see over here it is Na2H2O3 is the given empirical formula. Did you understand this one? So how to find out the empirical formula is, the method is this way. You have the element, you have the percentage composition, and you have the atomic weight. So first of all, percentage composition divided by atomic weight will give you the relative number of atoms. So you get the relative number of atoms of sodium, sulfur and oxygen. Once you get these values, you are going to divide all of them by the same lowest number of the three. The lowest number of 3 is 1.266, so 1.2266 upon 1.266, and same way. So the answer what you are getting is will be some number. Now that number, if it is 1.1, 1.2 के आसपास में रहेगा तो you round it off to 1. If it is 2.1 के आसपास में तो you round it off to 2. If it is 8 point, like 0.8, 0.9 के आसपास में अगर रहेगा तो you round it to the next level. But if it is in between, that is exactly 5 or 4.5 to 5.5 के बीच में अगर रहेगा, then you are going to multiply all of them by 2 to make it into a whole number. So that is how you are going to find out the empirical formula. Now once you know the empirical formula, that doesn't give the molecular formula, because like for example the empirical formula for glucose, what we found out. So this is one example over here. So okay, once you have the empirical formula, the next what you can do is find out the empirical mass. Okay, we'll find out the empirical mass. So the empirical mass will be, so empirical mass will be equal to, so Na का 23 into 2 plus S का कितना है 32 into 2 plus O का है 16 into 3. So that is 46 plus 64 plus 48. Right? Now this is 110, so 158. Now 158 is the empirical mass of that particular compound. Now here you are not going to go any further. You don't need to do anything further, because this is a kind of a inorganic compound. So here you are not going to have a multiple. So the empirical formula is also over here the molecular formula. Okay, the empirical formula is also the molecular formula in this case. In all such cases, normally the empirical formula is also the molecular formula. So this is also the molecular mass. But in case of substances like glucose or any kind of organic compound which has got the empirical formula like CH2O, whereas the actual formula is C6H12O6, there you will need to find out the molecular formula from the empirical formula by the when they will be giving you the either the molecular mass or the vapor density of the substance. Okay, so let's see how do we do that thing. So this is clear. So we see over here that we have got the, so now we want to determine the molecular formula. So molecular formula is the chemical formula which represents the actual number of atoms of each element present in the molecule of a compound. So empirical formula is the smallest ratio, whereas the molecular formula is the actual number of elements which are present in that particular compound. So we have over here, like for example, we are talking about glucose. So we talk about glucose, so we know that glucose, the empirical formula is CH2O, whereas the molecular formula is actually C6H12O6. Now how do I determine that it should be C6H12O6 or something else? So in this case, we see that to determine the molecular formula of a compound having the percentage composition, C is 26.59%, H is 2.22%, and oxygen is 71.19%. The vapor density will be given to you. Now vapor density given to you is 45. So first of all, what we'll do is that we'll do the empirical formula, and from the empirical formula by the earlier method, we will get the empirical formula as CH2O. We find out the empirical mass also. The empirical mass will be equal to 12 plus 2 plus 16. So that is equals to 30. Right? So that's 30. Now what we'll do is we are given that the vapor density is 45. Okay, the vapor density is given to you as 45. So we have the vapor density. Now we remember the formula for vapor density. Molecular mass is twice the vapor density. We know that molecular mass is equals to 2 into vapor density. So it is molecular mass equals to 2 into 45 is equals to 90. Okay. Now, because we know over here that this is 90, right? Now we can find out so we know that the empirical empirical mass is 30 and the molecular mass is 90. So in this particular case, we find that we will determine a value of n, which is just a simple value n which is there, and just a minute, I made a mistake. Okay, sorry, I think they had given this is the empirical formula. This is not of glucose. They are given an empirical formula as CHO2. So this is CHO2. So this is C1 plus 32. So that will be equal to 45. So this is 45, but density is also 45. Molecular mass is 90. Now N ka formula is N is equals to molecular mass upon empirical mass. So the molecular mass we know is 90, whereas the empirical mass is 45. So accordingly, N is equals to 2. So once you know that N is equals to 2, what we have to do is just find out the molecular formula. So the formula is molecular formula is equals to N into empirical formula. So it is 2 into CHO2. So that is C2H2O4. So molecular formula of the compound which they are given us is C2H2O4. Okay. So that is how we are finding out the molecular formula from the empirical formula. So it is empirical formula into an ऐसे भी लिख सकते हो, या तो empirical formula, you can write it as empirical formula in with n over here like this. It's your choice, doesn't matter at all. So in the textbook they are given it that way, but doesn't matter at all. You can always write it 2 outside also, that is also not a problem. So that is how you are calculating the molecular formula of that particular compound. So we see the molecular formula, and now we can take up some example over here from the exercise from this one, and then we can go for the exercise 11 sums. So we can go through them also. So first of all, let us go for one which is directly from the textbook, that is one of the solved example. I'll take something which is slightly, okay, it's the same thing, everything is the same, so not a problem. We'll take one over here, we'll take the third one, we'll take the question number 3. Okay, so based on question number 3, what we have is question 3 of example. What we see is we have got the element. So first one is the element. The next one is the percentage composition. And finally we have got the atomic weight. Then there is relative number of atoms, and finally is simplest ratio. First of all, we just take the percentage directly. So it is Na, sodium is 18.60%, 23. Then is sulfur, it's 25.80%, that is 32. Then it is hydrogen, which is 4.03%, which is 1, and oxygen O is 51.58%, which is equals to 16. Accordingly, this is 18.6 upon 23, this is 25.8 upon 32, this is 4.03 upon 1, and 51.58 upon 16. So this will give you as 0.8. This will also give you 0.8. This is going to be 4.03, and this will give you as 3.22. So that's why we are going to get over here 0.8 upon 0.8 is equals to 1. This is 0.8 upon 0.8 is equals to 1. 4.03 upon 0.8 will be equal to 5, and 3.22 upon 0.8 will be 4. This is the values over here. Accordingly, we can see that the empirical formula will be equal to NaSH5O4. Okay. Now, this is the empirical formula. So they are given us that the molecular weight of this particular, calculate the molecular formula of the crystalline salt, assuming all the hydrogen in the compound is being combination with oxygen as water. So जितना hydrogen है वो सभी water formation में गया है. Okay, so that is one part, and they are given us that the molecular weight of the compound is 248. So first of all, we will find out the empirical mass. Empirical mass we can find out. So empirical mass is equals to 23 plus 32 plus 5 plus 64. So that comes out to be 5, 10, 14, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 124 is the empirical mass. They are given you the molecular mass is equals to 248. Therefore, N is equals to molecular mass upon empirical mass is equals to 248 upon 124 is equals to 2. Accordingly, we will be having the molecular formula as N into empirical formula, which is equals to 2 into NaSH5O4, which is nothing but Na2S2H10O8. Now there is given that जितना भी oxygen है, that is be hydrogen है, that is being used for making water. That means how many water can be formed over here? 5. So we have over here that water formed is equals to 5H2O. Therefore, the molecular formula will be equal to Na2S2, and this will be 5 will be gone, so 3 will remain. So S2O3 dot 5H2O, because 10 hydrogen and 5 oxygen are used in water, so balance 8 में से जो बचा है, that is going to be over here. So that is why sodium thiosulfate dot 5H2O, that will be the answer for this particular question. Got it? So it is not necessary that every time you are going to get only this much part. You may also be getting certain things like that water crystallization find करने का वगैरह भी आ सकता है. But yeah, overall it is based on this important table. This is the important part what you are going to have, and yeah, calculations are going to be the most important over here. And yes, you can do certain estimation rather than trying exactly division करने के बदले. When we do the exercise sums, I will show you what estimation we can do so that it's easier for you to do it in the examination. Okay, so that was the example over here. Now we move on to the exercise on page number 95. That is the additional problems, and for empirical formula, that is question 2 part. So let's see the empirical formula one by one from the questions over there. So right, so what we have first is a compound gave a following data. So carbon is 57.82%, so it's a carbon which is 57.82% having mass 12. Oxygen 38.58%, which is 16. Okay, and rest is hydrogen. They are given that rest is hydrogen. So what first of all we will do is that it will be 57.82 plus 38.58. This gives me a 0, then 9, 14, and then 16, and then 9, 96.40. So 100 minus 96.40 will be 3.60. Okay, so it is 3.60% is hydrogen. Its vapor density is given as 83, which we will use it later on. So it's given that Vd is equals to 83. This is, we are going to use it later on. First of all, now this is nothing but 57.82 upon 12. This is 38.58 upon 16 and 3.60 upon 1. So of course this is 3.60, right? Now we talk about the other part. So it is we take the 12, so it is 58.82 minus 12 divided by 12. So 12 4s are 48, and then we'll be getting is 9, so 98. So again it will be 8s, that is 96, and then 22 will be approximately 2. Okay, so not 2, 1 point something आएगा, 1 point something bigger आएगा, तो 1.2 आएगा. So that is 4.82. Let's see the next one. 38 points, so it is 38.58 and 16. 16 2s are 32, though it will be 65. So it will be 4s are 16 4s are 64, and then 1 and 18. So it will be 1, 16, and then 2. So again 1. So it will be equal to 2.41. You can see over here 2.41, 4.82, exactly double of that. So we are correct. Okay, because we are seeing that the divisibility is coming out to be very nearby. So so what we'll do now is 4.82 upon 2.41. It is 2.41 upon 2.41 is equals to 1 is equals to 2, and this one will be 3.60 upon 2.41. Now when you do this thing, this will be a 1.5. This is 1.5 because 12 3s और 12 2s अगर डिवाइड करेंगे तो कैसे होगा? This is 12 2s and 12 3s, so it's 3 upon 2 is 1.5. So accordingly we'll have to multiply this by 2 is equals to 4, this by 2 is equals to 2, and this by 2 is equals to 3. So we have the empirical formula. Empirical formula is equals to C4H3O2. Okay, C4H3O2. Normally whenever you take any kind of organic compound where C, H and O are there, you always take the hydrogen and oxygen in the form of water का जैसे H के बाद में O लिखेंगे. We'll always write it that way, that carbon will be first, hydrogen will be next, and oxygen will be last. So C4H3O is the empirical formula over here. So we find out the empirical mass now. So empirical mass is equals to 12 into 4 plus 3 plus 16 into 2. So that is 48 plus 3 plus 32. So this is 83. And the VD given to you is also 83. Got it? So we know that molecular mass is equals to 2 into VD is equals to 2 into 83 is equals to 166. Yeah. Okay, so we have the next part. I'm just writing over here, otherwise you should continue here only. So the here we get the N is equals to molecular mass upon empirical mass is equals to 166 upon 83, which is equals to 2. So N is equals to 2, therefore molecular formula is equals to 2 into C4H3O2, which is C8H6O4. C8H6O4 will be the molecular formula of this particular compound of question number 1. Is it clear? Have you understood this part completely? This is how you are finding out the empirical formula and the molecular formula. So this was the question number 1 of the exercise. So that was the first question, right? I think we'll stop over here for this video and continue the balance questions in the next video.